wouldn't hate. I guess they have BKB disable on the Treant Protector, but Juglack's going Manta, so
10
I want
seconds
something else
remaining.
that's actually able to lock him down rather than just a root.
5 seconds
I wouldn't
remaining.
hate the Bane, but they just got rid of it on Made in Philippines, so that's good. Wyvern's not great this game. Beastmaster, you don't really want to go at this stage. I don't know, there's not really a ton left. They've already got the Pugna themselves, so that's like a decrep option that you've taken away. There aren't that many great supports left for Lilgun to go, honestly. I mean, Snapfire's gone as well. Marcy? Just,
RC?
why not?
They are very single target at the moment for Lilgun. Like, you've got some AoE control in Overgrowth and Arena, but you're looking to jump in and blow one hero up. So maybe their Snapfire was a perfect example, but unfortunately, like you said, that's banned out. But someone like that has kisses that you can drop inside the Arena or Overgrowth and be able to provide that kind of extra team fight burst.
And Avenge. Avenge isn't
10
horrible.
seconds
It would give
remaining.
you like double what
5
do we call it
seconds
again?
remaining.
Movement, like displacement spells.
Yeah, force
where you
mobility
can-
or
swap into Spear, more minus armor for a TA. If you have vision, you can swap a Sand King out of his Sandstorm just to make him that little bit more vulnerable. You stop a spin TP away from the Juggernaut. I wouldn't hate Avenge.
It pairs nicely with the Templar Assassin. It did get buffed as well. I'm pretty sure the base damage was increased.
Tiny bit, yeah.
Just
Like
nothing.
three extra base damage.
Yeah.
Dire team pick.
Oh,
Mirana.
okay. So very, very single target on Lilgun. So now Made in Philippines, they've got plenty of time to be able to react. You feel like we're looking for the offlaner.
Mm-hmm.
Can you Legion? No, they're gonna go down the Brew route.
Choose your hero.
And that's
Like it is the offlaner at least.
How you feeling about the last
The old
pick Brew?
Redback. I mean, it's gonna be pretty good against the Treant Protector, right? The Dispel Magic gonna be nice against the Root. What else we got? I mean, they just want to toss. Who would they want to toss up in the air in these team fights? I guess the TA. It's more little bits of damage. I mean, you've already got Sand King and the Grimstroke, and now you've got the Brewmaster and the Juggernaut on top of that, just to be able to deal with the refraction. So this isn't a free TA game by any stretch. So I think they might just be saying, okay, well, TA's the real carry this game. We've got 2 heroes minimum that are going to be able to deal with the Broodmother. So let's just make our Juggernaut relatively better by making the TA relatively worse.
I don't know if the Brew really changes my opinion on Made in Philippines draft. I feel like I like their lineup before the Brew, and I'm content with it still with it being picked up. But yeah, for me, I really don't think it changes too much. I think for Lilgun, it's a style of draft that they have picked time and time again. They are very comfortable with these type of heroes, but I feel like they need to really steamroll this game, and all eyes to be able to do so is that first Roshan.
This is for Lilgun, you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this Sand King picking the TA into a Sand King lineup when you've still got plenty of ability to flex it, I think is a mistake. I know Sanctity has a great TA, but I mean, I called this Sand King going mid from a mile away, right? Like, it just seems like something that they're playing entirely into Made in Philippines' hands, which is why I'm feeling a little bit more confident about them. I feel like the TA isn't going to have the freest time, both in the laning stage as well as beyond that. I feel like you have the heroes that are capable of disrupting a TA. Like, even if you make stacks for her, right, with a Mirana, you can look to invade. Like, you're happy with popping the first epicenter to be able to claim a pretty big stack. So I don't know. I feel like Made in Philippines probably have the slightly better draft for mine.
We do have a quick pause before we get underway. Some sound issues. One thing I didn't even think about this tour is the new voice lines and everything like that. It looks like Made in Philippines have their own, like the new supporter packs. It kind of went
They're not out yet, are they?
I don't know, but they have their logo on. Do they always? Am I being really silly?
Let me have a look. I'm trying to find it.
Where are support packs?
How do we find it?
Is it?
I mean, it was. I think previously it was when you were hovering over watch on the tab.
Yeah, same. That's where I'm looking.
I cannot see it. I guess everyone has a logo.
Did they used to?
And we get to see all their smiling faces as well when you hover over the thingo.
Thingo? What's a thingo?
If you go to the watch tab and you at the top where there's like live and just hover over the Made in Philippines logo, look at they're cuties.
Did they used to? Did everyone used to have their logo in front of their name?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well,
I think it's just because we're not used to seeing this like angry Winnie the Pooh logo.
Ah. My camera is not working again. It's gonna be the whole day. It's gonna be the whole day. No, we're not gonna figure it out. They're not gonna. Right,
They'll drop a hot fix just for you.
Well, hopefully, that would be very
Who we
nice. Who do we have? I would go with. I don't know. On it, do I like the Jug Hero enough to predict for them? This is where I'm very concerned.
I'm a renowned Jug hater.
Yeah,
and
same.
I'm still going with Made in Philippines.
They are very confident walking down bottom. And that often you're in a lane where you want to try and get rid of the trees.
Big deal. I mean, he had to skill up the Burrow Strike not to give up the first blood, so that's going to make this mid lane a little bit easier for Sanctity for sure. Not having to contest into the Sandstorm.
They're not putting 4-2-3 mid, are they?
Maybe.
It is always just a potential bait. Like, it's not a lot of mana. You're going to get the webs back. He's got
holding
bottle.
on to a sentry, man.
And he's got bottle as well. They're going to put the brood mid. Okay.
It makes a lot more sense. You don't want the TA into the Sand King. I mean, now I am.
No, what?
If this is how they
You changed out of the hang on.
Bro, I did not see
Whoa.
that the brood was going mid. None of that. Brood mid plus the Sand King having level 1 Burrow Strike is a recipe for good lanes for Lilgun.
I'm going Made in Philippines.
Go on. Do it.
I don't know.
Second guessing yourself now, are you?
I was, yeah, no, we'll say with Lilgun. I was honestly, I'm like, I like every point we're bringing up about Made in Philippines, but some reason I just feel like, for Lilgun, they, like you mentioned, I should say, is that they picked the TA into the matchup that's not really favorable. So they're still going for their own strategy. They feel like, you know, we're able to execute it even into maybe some tougher matchups, and this is a lot of confidence from them. So I gotta believe in the lads.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
It could just be delusion as well. You never know.
Very true. Very true.
I think this lane is just going to be not far better. Like, you're still into a Cinder Brew plus, you know, Inkswell, Stroke of Fate. Plenty of ways to be able to deal that damage over time, but at least you've got the Tree and Protector backing you up on this bottom side now. So I feel like it's going to be much more favorable for Lilgun than previously.
In the previous season, we did see Lilgun. They were able to...
Hold on, just make sure you keep your camera on Kishka, because he might be getting chased down by Teehee here.
Nope. Nice. Fairy Fire expended, but Roshan rewarded for the kill, so he gets a little bit of revenge.
So UDV and Lilgun previous season.
Lilgun won that series 2-0. So keep in mind, of course, Made in Philippines, they are just the ex-UDV roster. No changes there. They had to go through the open qualifiers. Well, second time for them that they had to go through the open qualifiers. Hopefully this time they're able to stay, and maybe this time even able to go up a division bottom lane. Rapido. A lot of damage onto Sanctity. So we were speaking about the Sand King matchup into the TA not being too fun, but honestly, bottom lane, they've got a lot of damage over time.
Yep. That's what I was saying before. Like, this isn't massively easier, but at least you've got the Treant Protector there, right? To kind of force them to back up a little bit. So it's going to be not a complete lane loss for Sanctity. He'll be able to get something out of this, and you could see every single time that Living Armor's off cooldown, he's just going to be using it onto the TA just to prevent the constant ferrying through of more and more regen. You can see Boots of Speed coming through, and he might not be using the salve on the TA anymore, but he will consistently be giving him tangos.
And top lane looks like it's going very well for the Mars at the moment. We have seen this matchup already today with the Mars versus the Jug, and 11 once again is proving that the matchup is pretty decent for the Mr. Mars.
Yes, you know when the Mars is going to be using his God's Rebuke, so it means that you can set up with the Netherward. I still really wanted them to go for that 1 point in the Decrepify, though, at level 2. I just feel like it just gives so much more lane pressure if you're going to go the 2 points in the Blade Fury and a lot of damage. At the best, you get a kill. At the worst, you force out a TP.
Masterfully denied.
What do you feel like the role is for Tihi in this lane, though, now with the next couple of minutes coming up? Because they don't really have the creep equilibrium at all.
You're pretty decent at trading against the Mirana, I suppose. I mean, Mirana's out of regen now, so let's see what they're able to do. Here we go, going for a spin here onto the top side, but what exactly can you do? Like, Juggernaut, oh, he's giving him the salve. I don't know if I like that one. Man, it barely tickled, honestly.
Oh. Bottom lane, Repeater and Lucifer able to find our first blood. Looks like it was just an ink swell to get on top of him. Repeater went for the brown boot, so is easily able to close the distance.
And even prior to that, he'd picked up the urn, so he's going to have that one available. No charges in it, so there's at least that, but that's absolutely the way that you want to start. This is a pretty decent kill lane, and that's kind of how you need to play as the Treant Protector as well. Just on the front lines, preventing the TA from getting gone on, allowing her to farm. So it sucks that you give away the first blood, but at the end of the day, again, Sanctity is the carry this game, even though he's the traditional mid laner for Lilgun.
And we haven't paid too much attention to mid, mainly just waiting. So bottom lane, Sanctity. Like a little bit of damage for the moment. Repeater hasn't brought Sanctity down too low, so we'll not be able to continue in this skirmish.
Much obliged.
It'll be our little
Salves him. Barely tickles him. I like this change. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you're a 5 player. Come on now. Your opinion really
I like
is
playing healing
invalid.
support. I don't mind healing. I just think it's very selfish.
Yeah, you don't mind.
Think that someone should value 3.
You don't mind healing when you don't have to spend gold on it. Like,
I need to spend gold on mana. That's the thing that you need to be able to heal, you know?
okay.
I think Headdress is going to be a really valuable item this patch. Like, just more of that passive regen coming through. We're going to see more Bassies as well as these healing supports too, I think. Just enabling those trades to happen so much more in the laning stage. But still, all 3 lanes, Lilgun favored, despite that first blood.
I'm intrigued to see how 423 looks to play this mid lane now. Maybe he can just cut the wave and avoid JG on the Sand King, because we were both speaking about the Sand King. As soon as Broodmother hits level 6, you want to be playing into this matchup.
Yeah, I kind of want to... Well, they pop the Insatiable Hunger and the Haste, but don't get anything out of it. Kishka's going to be in a position to start stacking up these Ancient Camps, though, so it's, again, another way for the TA to look to accelerate her farm. It's important, of course, like I was saying before, to keep that area fairly warded to ensure that you're not going to be invading with a Sand King with the first use of that Epicenter to be able to snipe a lot of that early farm.
We got both supports on Made in Philippines Tihi, along with Mr. Lucifer, starting to get some stacks going on, and like you said, Kishka Mirana was also doing the same thing, so both sides putting a lot more emphasis on just trying to secure the scaling potential, and also you got the 7-minute mark as well. So JG starting to pick up some nice little neutral items.
Dire's middle
Top
tower
lane,
is
Ken
under attack.
has
I
to
do
use
like
a
the
defensive Omni Slash really low. It's doing a decent amount of damage. It's giving him enough time for the Blade Fury to come back up, but 11 and Kishka can right-click him down through the magic immunity.
That'll give Kishka his urn as well.
Bottom
Coming
lane
out to
action
him again. No charge.
continue. Sorry, Rapido didn't get aggressive with the Inkswell.
It's all good. Yeah, I mean, again, the Mars, he's got the one bracer. It's like people are lagging. Not me, though.
Stop.
Australians never lag. Stop dance. The 4-2-3, I'm really liking his positioning as well. Like a Broodmother in the jungle. It's not exactly groundbreaking, but he's making sure to jungle on the side that's relatively closer to this tier 1 tower, so that if he ever gets an inkling that JG is going to leave the lane, look to maybe make a rotation, he's instantly there just to be able to push that tier 1 tower. Of course, we were mentioning before that the Grimstroke, the Sand King, they are the specific responses to this early Broodmother pick. So if you abandon the lane, then obviously you're going to be punished quite heavily.
Seems like it's probably a Brew. He gets the ultimate off Mimel Templar Assassin.
Anything from you.
Okay, Sanctity is going to end up going down. They're going to try and continue to chase down Ace 12, but ducks into the trees.
Radiant structures are
So what's going on with
fortified.
423's micro? He's had this boost of speed on the career for quite some time as, well, one carry dies, so does the other, Teehee, on the top side as well. Looks like he's in a little bit of danger.
Return to the nether.
Dire's top
A lot of
tower
danger.
is under attack. Radiant's
So the
middle
Sand King
tower
is just going
is
to
under
TP up
attack.
to try and act as a guardian for this tower. Whenever the Broodmother's putting some pressure onto the objectives, that is definitely going to be JG's role.
But look at this, immediately heads back towards the mid lane, making a beeline for that one, just realizing, okay, well, I'll be able to take this stack pretty quickly. But if I'm in a position to start putting some pressure on this tower, especially after the SK just TP'd top, then that's a big positive for me. It's going to depend on the positioning of Luzify as well to be able to protect this tower, but he's not in position to do it. Like, immediately after he reveals himself underneath this Radiant Observer Ward, straight into the tower push goes 4-2-3.
Oh, Arrow's going to clip as well on the Sand King.
Yeah, he's trying to make that rotation back, but I almost wonder, like, it's important for him to have Blink Dagger, but it's also important for him to have the Boots of Travel to be able to stop this kind of movement from happening. So I don't think there is a correct answer for what you want to go for this game.
Yeah, it seems like a very difficult position to be in. You would like a lot of items for JG, but feels like the Blink Dagger early, they don't really have ways to make plays, I suppose. Whenever Brew has his ultimate, sure, he can look to get aggressive, but whenever it's on cooldown, then you're really just running in and trying to hope for a Burrow Strike. So looks like he does have the Blink coming out there from JG, so all eyes on the Sand King and the Grimstroke to be combining together.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This is something that Lilgun are very happy about, though. You know, they've built decent stacks inside the Tri-Camp. Again, all 3 cores ahead at this point in time. Towers sitting a little bit lower, too. 4-2-3 going up on towards this top side, wanting to force spins or TPs out of Made in Philippines.
For
Like they
Teehee
might even be
instead.
looking to drop the arena here.
Oh, Arena's not going to help out too much. And now with JG tipping in, there we go, the Blink and the Inkswell, but off the mark on the Burrow Strike. So Lilgun force a lot of reactions top. Let's see what they want to do with this now.
I am king. of
I mean,
the
just
invisible
look at 4-2-3 immediately, straight back to mid. Look at him scurry back there, just wanting to get his Spiderlings up as quickly as possible. You can see him saying to Ace, "Hey, leave these alone. I need these boys to help push the tower," and it's at the 11-minute timing, so you've still got that
Lane,
siege creep
Epi's out
available.
onto the Mars. Should be plenty of damage with the decrypt to be able to amp up. Kishka is trying to bring down the tower with the catapult. It'll come at a cost. Or will it? Tower forced to pop the cell. JG's got Blink. Burrow is going to close the distance under the tier 1 tower. So they get 2 kills for Made in Philippines, but yes, it does come at a cost. It's going to, you know, the tier 1 mid and the tier 1 top is going to be expended.
Yeah, unfortunate, but again, the heroes that need to farm are. The heroes that need more space are getting it. So it's like, could have been better, but I think Lilgun are totally happy with the outcome there.
Meanwhile, Sanctity's just
Dyer's
free
turret
farming down
has
bottom. He
been
had that
killed.
one death earlier in the lane, but has been untouched solo versus the Brewmaster. And there's some fat stacks in the jungle for Radiant. Sanctity's going to be love and life, and Ken? Alright, he's alright.
Build you're gonna go here on the Juggernaut as well. Like, I know against the Broodmother it might be a little bit too brood centric, but I really wouldn't hate to see a an Aghanim Shard soon-ish after the Maelstrom gets picked up, just to have more stuff to be able to chase down this Broodmother. Even just the increased movement speed to give you a little bit more effectiveness in these team fights could be quite nice. You know, gap closing when arenas try to be used a little bit more defensively.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what the Jug considers to go as well, because again, this is a hero that I don't know, he's got a very interesting position right now in the meta. Doesn't feel overly strong, but teams are still putting a lot more emphasis on picking him up. But we'll see. He's very good at grouping up with your team early on, so he's going to consider coming down bot to help with the siege.
Of course, against a Treant Protector, not super easy. At least you've got the Pugna there for the Nether Blast, and oh, look at that.
Radiant's
He's
bottom
actually gone
tower
4
is under
points
attack.
into the Nether Blast, realizing that Nether Ward doesn't have anywhere near the same level of effectiveness as it used to. And against a Treant Protector, you're always going to have some issues taking out towers, so magic damage, the best way to be able to prevent a lot of that. It'll slow things down, and it'll net them a kill still, but have a look at this top tower. Even if they pop the glyph,
Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
They get the connection to JG. Spear's not able to push him outside the Sandstorm. Now Repeater's going to head top as well. Primal Split utilized. Trying to chase. They get no one? Oh no, the cover of the Moonlight. They had no sentries in their own jungle, so Lilgun easily evacuate.
oh man, in Ace 12, he's farmed as hell. He's only
Yeah.
200 gold away. Probably this creep wave from that Blink Dagger, so going to be super effective against the Juggernaut just to be able to catch him.
I don't know how. Look at his level 2. He's one level behind the Juggernaut, the Brew as well, so I guess it helps with maybe they've got a lot more bounties than Made in Philippines. They have taken 2 very early towers, but yeah, that's Blink.
I mean, TA
What?
jungle, that's the thing, right?
Very true. That's Blink already
Been down here the
completed.
entire time.
He's a 5.
And I'm sure this will catch him off guard, for sure. At least they have the Maelstrom to make
Nice
a play
scan.
around.
Really nice scan. Ken sniff this one out. 11 still gonna follow. He's gonna look to
Really?
reel his own Blink with the arrow coming from afar. Meanwhile, mid lane though, they're gonna run into the Broodmother. With 4 heroes are made in Philippines. They might lose if I deal with the spiders. No! Alright, 2 dead across the map for Made in Philippines, but you do finally get your first kill onto 423's Broodmother.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's going for the Orchid as well. Really don't hate that. I mean, like I was saying before, I think this is a really great Aghanim Shard game for the Juggernaut, but he needs a Manta style. You need some kind of way to be able to deal with the Treant Protector, and now with the Silence coming through as well, no, I guess you've got the Dispel Magic on the Brew Master if he goes and splits, but outside of that, no real defensive tools, so he's probably going to need to itemize for that himself.
Quick little pause.
Or lag, perhaps?
Spider.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's oh, you hate to see it, dude. They got enough on our spiders down here. How many can I count in my room right now? 1.
Have you named them?
No, I haven't. I try and kill them early. Maybe, yeah, well, peace to
I
spiders.
mean, some of them just take care of the other pests, you know? Like, I don't want mosquitoes in my room.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That is fair enough, but also I don't like webs everywhere. So, I mean, they have an abundance of spiders. So,
True.
peace
I'm,
all life, but I don't know. Get rid of them.
Well, I just Googled Mongolia spiders, and one of the
no.
first results that came up, are there spiders in Mongolia? Alopicosa Huabana is a species of wolf spider found in Inner Mongolia.
Oh yeah, I don't even want to see what they look like. I'm good.
Wolf spiders are big boys, so hopefully it wasn't something that just started crawling up one of the players' legs.
Made in Philippines, trying to set up all the runes. So JG did go back into the Boots of Travel after the blink was completed, so it's going to really be on the duty this game of just lane cleanup duty and trying to get pickoffs across the map. You've got the Juggernaut that's just looking to farm to his best of his capabilities. The Maelstrom's definitely going to help out top lane. Sanctity's in trouble. They don't get the stun connection for the Burrow Strike, so the damage will be lacking. A nice attempt from Made in Philippines, but they were just out of range of being able to converge that kill.
Yeah, the thing is, like, it's all well and good to eventually get this. He's going to try and maybe go back in here. I'm not sure if the follow-up damage is there, though, by Made in Philippines.
Ace 12 has got the Overgrowth to potentially counter-initiate. It's a lot of damage at the moment. 11's going to fly in as well. Look at the combo. 11 drops the arena. Double kill secured. And now they might be eyeing towards Roshan. Sanctity's starting to move that way.
Everyone but Ace. He's like, well, time to go back to farming. Just pause 5 life, you know. What an impact. 3-man Overgrowth, revealing that Blink Dagger. Very nicely done.
Easy ages. This is scary, because we were kind of both under the assumption, like, even though we were tossing and turning between Made in Philippines and Lilgun's lineup, we did still feel like Lilgun, like, they're really going to snowball this game, and first Roshan is really what they're playing off.
For sure. Of course, the lanes made it a little bit easier, but yeah, I mean, the top side, what I was saying before that team fight happened is it's all well and good to get the other item that you need, right, in the Boots of Travel, but I think it's only, excuse me, good if you are able to actually make something happen with the Blink Dagger. And I think they tried like 3 separate attempts with the Epicenter to get a kill, and they barely succeeded with one of those attempts, right? So it's not like they even got value out of it. If they went to the Boots of Travel first, you probably would have been able to prevent at least one of those towers, tier 1 towers, going down for another, I'd say at least 3 minutes, and your net worth deficit wouldn't be at 10k. You know, the Sand King would be farming, so it's a pretty big deal that they just haven't been able to make kills happen as a result of this item build out of JG.
Yeah, and Made in Philippines kind of just been running back and forth between the mid lane and kind of their top jungle. Really, the only one farming at the moment is Ken on the Jug, but it is still quite some net worth behind. About 3,000 difference between the position ones, and yeah, look, I don't know what item Ken's really going to pick up shortly that will help out against the Aegis Siege that's soon to be.
It just has to be Manta. It has to be Manta in my eyes. Manta, Aghanim Shard is what Ken needs. And when you think about it, like you mentioned before, they've just been running around the map, right? Trying to chase Lilgun, but they've got 4 heroes that are great at shoving out lanes. And Mirana's not terrible, but obviously just not quite at the same level. You know, you just need to stay in that lane a little bit longer. So Kishka's just been playing in the jungle for the vast majority of the time. So I just think that the way that Lilgun have been playing the map has been far superior to Made in Philippines, right? Like 11 briefly shows in the lane, use God's Rebuke and the Spear of Mars if he doesn't have his teammates nearby. Sanctity 2 hits creep waves. You've got a Broodmother who can use the Spiderlings, and you've got a Tree Protector who, for the majority, has just been spending time down bottom, farming where no one else wants to. So yeah, I just feel like Lilgun have outmoved Made in Philippines.
Oh, off the mark. Refraction's been burnt, so Sanctity is going to lose the first life pretty early on in the fight. No, what? Sanctity? He's not dead just yet. Meanwhile, off to the side, 4-2-3 is going to try and kill off the Grimstroke. He's able to do so. With the numbers advantage, Lilgun, they can chase for more. They've still got the Overgrowth to lock them in place. Ken's going to consider to show up. They finally dealt with the Aegis. Can they set themselves up for the second round? They're still at BKB. The Burrow Strike's out before the Magic Immunity. Now with the Leash holding two of the cores together. As Ken is going to try and chase down Sanctity. Unable to do so. And 4-2-3 is just killing everyone. The Broodmother continuing to be a pest because Rapido playing in the middle of the fight, looking to evacuate as best as possible. Finally, the Overgrowth is out, controlling the Sand King with the Spear follow-up. They've got the damage to get the one. And now Rapido is still in trouble as well. Dancing back and forth. On the fine line is the Brewmaster. Back to the safeties. The burst enough. It's not going to be the case, but Ken... he is stuck in no man's land. A spear once again to end his life as Lilgun. It was looking messy at the start, but sometimes that can work out perfectly as the Brood just cleans up the supports.
Yeah, great call, Aries. I think it was... the only thing that I would have changed is just calling out, it looked like an Overgrowth, but Ace actually has the Aghanim Shard as well. So he was able to use that one there to disrupt the Sand King, trying to go for that counter initiate. So it just the amount of impact that Ace 12 had playing inside the trees. He nearly hit that triple Overgrowth. Jug was still able to get off the Omni Slash, but didn't really connect onto too much. And then, yeah, just to follow up with preventing any kind of re-engage after that point. Net worth continues to grow. You don't really lose too much of anything on Lilgun's side, and well, they're able to just reset and basically go straight away again. I mean, the Overgrowth is nearly back up and available in 5 more seconds.
Rena's going to be dropped, and an easy kill for the lads over on Lilgun. This gives 11 now enough gold for the BKB, and an interesting item is Kishka has the pipe completed. We did see the issues of damage to kill off the second life of the TA, even though they still had some ultimates to play with. They just weren't able to combine them together perfectly to secure that kill, and this could be a bit of an issue now with the survivability that we have on Lilgun.
Plus, you were talking about before that 423 was just killing everyone, right? Well, if you've got pipe on all the spiders, that is probably just going to be even more of a factor.
There's another kill for 423. Now they're chasing Ken. Blade Fury's already been expended. Perfect. Honestly, back into Ace. They get the Overgrowth. They're going to try and bring down Brew, but he does have the threat of the ultimate, but he hasn't used it just yet. Orchid's out at the last second. The damage is going to be enough to tick him. Epicenter from JG, trying to chase down Ace 12. Can he find him in the tree line? He does, and he also cancels the TP. So Ace 12 will be stuck in the tree line as they're even going to TP in one. They haven't killed him off just yet. Again, look how difficult it is to kill them. Oh, no way. He's got to live.
This is a 5. This is a 5 that you use that Epicenter to try and take down, and he still lives.
What? What? I don't know how they saw him, but 11's going to jump back in with a spear, and not even dropping their arena for Ken to TP in. Is we're going to be forced to use the Blade Fury early. 11 will be able to TP out. There's not going to be a cancel for that.
Something going back their way, but in the meantime, they've lost a tier 2 tower. You've lost complete control over the top side of the map. You've got such a small region to be able to play in at this stage. And they're going for a desperation smoke here. No Epicenter for the next 50 seconds. I'm not sure how they do the damage here.
Gonna run into the Mirana. An easy kill where they probably will not need any crazy ultimates to secure it. Well, their pipe's used, and, well, it doesn't look like it's gonna be an easy kill. In fact, the Lilgun step in on 423. Blow up T here, and now they're going to be eyeing up Lucifer as well, with the trap slowing down the Grimstroke, scouting out his retreat avenue, and they're going to turn to Rapido next. You'd hate to use the ultimate to survive, but you might be forced to do so.
He's dodging a lot.
Do that row off the mark, but the double blink speed connection, and one more right click. He was trying to get greedy, didn't want to pop the ultimate defensively, but now with the Brewmaster down your higher ground, we'll be in trouble.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
He was brewed up, getting a lot of those evasions with the Drunken Brawler. It really does feel like Man of Philippines have one fight left. They really want Ken to be level 18. They really want him to have this Aghanim Shard available so that he can reliably take a team fight against this Treant Protector.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Coming back, not level 18, but...
Dude, this water the back line, 11! Again, the arena onto 2. JG gets out of the last second, but it will not matter. The damage has been done. You've got a buyback on the Sand King. He's trying to position himself in the tree line, but the overgrowth will give Lilgun an opportunity to reset the fight. And now they can consider if they want to go back in, and they'll do just that. Turning towards Ken as a blade through to reposition, but...
They're completely disconnected here.
Yep.
They don't have the ability. Like, Rapido's going to die inside of his bruise split. Doesn't have the Aghanim Scepter completed. Still a full component away. And, I mean, Juggernaut turned up at that team fight, but he didn't actually use the Manta Style when the Overgrowth was put onto him. You had 2 buybacks as well. I thought that was their one chance to potentially come back into this one. And they've let it slip. Lucifer just dying again. Sanctity Dota.
Sanctity TA as well. Well, Sanctity Dota's for one thing. You give this man a Templar Assassin. He is exceptional on the hero. They still have this ward as well, so Tihi... That's kind of where you were positioned last time. Luckily enough, 11 doesn't have the arena just yet, but second full set of barracks have been claimed. Oh, Jesus, what? JG! What was that damage? Deker over the loss. Oh. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's just a farmed as hell TA at the 26-minute mark. He's nearly got Daedalus. Just the recipe on the courier. Waiting for a little bit of extra gold. And Roshan, wouldn't you know it, it's up just at the right time. Didn't even need a TA trap to be able to reveal it.
You're about to have Refresher as well on 11. Almost has the gold, just needing the Void Stone to complete it. They're coming out. This is, last fight. You can't let it go for 3. And just hoping that they're all clumped up inside the pit, but Lilgun, really nice read from them. They're going to be relying on the epicenter to try and turn the fight. JJ stuck on the high ground though, so the ep is only really going to be damaging the Broodmother. But BKB popped, all the damage has been mitigated. Meanwhile, 11 has cut the fight into half thanks to the arena, and they are not done just yet. Traps galore, vision galore, Sanctity will end this game 1 with a godlike streak.
Well, I'm happy I changed to Lilgun and you stayed with Made in Philippines. No, none of that.
Hang on, what?
Roll the tapes back, but Lilgun, it really, to me, it came down to the lane swap, right? Like, just putting that Broodmother into the mid, great decision. And, yeah, I mean, it meant the Sand King's effect was nullified so heavily. I think they did a great job in the bottom lane as well to be able to... I mean, sure, you died the one time, but you were just getting so much more out of the map, and it felt like while Made in Philippines had the right ideas in terms of their item builds and their choices and their movements, they were just that little bit too slow to execute against that. And you just can't do it against a team like Lilgun, who are so measured and practiced on this style of draft. Like, is there any hero here that any of these players have not played plenty of times? Like Kishka Marana, Ace 12 Treant, 423 Broodmother, Mars on 11, Sanctity TA. These are all staples. And it's exactly what you would come to expect with like a comfort first game on a new patch. And I thought they executed fantastically.
Just give us the Marcy. What's going on? Again, I don't care who wins. I just want good Dota. And I want the first Marcy. I want to cast the first Marcy. Like you said, we casted the first Dawnbreaker. Give me the first Marcy. Come on. I don't want Mike and John getting Marcy later tonight. Like, just give me Marcy. That's all I'm hoping for. Marcy, game 2.
They get the boom sponsorship. All we want is a Marcy game, right? Yeah. That's all we need.
Come on. We'll find out. Do we get a Marcy next game, or do we just have another boring old game of Dota? Nothing is boring, though, with Lilgun and Made in Philippines. We'll see if they are able to recover in game 2. We'll see you guys after a break.